I think we're going to see a big shift in BJJ. And what I mean by that is, if we take a look at what made BJJ really popular, I come from a judo background. And back in the day when we used to do judo, we kind of knew that the groundwork was less taxing on the body, and the throwing is what usually made people not want to do judo. So back in the day, I saw a lot of people come and go from judo, and it wasn't really the groundwork, it was the throwing skills. But that's judo. Now, with BJJ, what made BJJ, I think, so popular among adults is the fact that it is less taxing on the body doing groundwork and working submissions versus arts that try to go for takedowns and throws and holds and pins. That's pretty rough. So any wrestling system, if it's Greco, here in the US, folk style, freestyle, judo, sambo, anything that's more wrestling based where you work takedowns into hold downs / pins is very hard. And you're going to find that arts that do that, they become something that's pretty hard for people to do, pretty taxing. For kids, I think you find much easier. For adults, you find much harder. So I think BJJ has to be very careful. There's an evolution where more stand-up is being added, more wrestling-based skills are being added to BJJ, and that's good and bad. It's good because it really makes the art very comprehensive on the grappling perspective. Those holes that were in BJJ, the stand-up, we won't talk about leg locks in this video, but leg locks, all of that, were a little bit of holes in the BJJ game, but not anymore. Not for those that evolve. But there's a negative piece to that. Anybody that does judo or wrestling, they probably find that, holy mackerel, this is hard. This is tough on the body. And you're probably going to see that BJJ schools that adopt those types of techniques are probably going to see that it's evolving to be much more of a younger man's sport, a younger person's sport. It's probably going to do better with teens. It's going to do better with kids. It's not going to do as well with adults unless you modify it, where you make it like, not like when I did judo, where, hey, if you can't take the throws and you can't be tossed around and banged around, then it's not for you. I saw a lot of people come and go because it was just way too hard on the body. But we have an opportunity now to really try to make BJJ very complete from a grappling perspective, but also do it better than we did in the past. Make it so that when you're practicing these skill sets that we're adding into BJJ, that we do it with a lot more care. We do it with a lot more mindfulness on the adult practitioner. And we certainly don't do things like have them just practice, live practice, stand up, without really filling their toolbox and making sure they're ready for it. Because if we do that, we're going to see a lot of adults leaving BJJ practice. We're going to see a lot more adults getting injured in practice. So the evolution in the future of BJJ, adding in these skill sets, I think is great. I just think it has to be done with caution and care over how to do it the right way if you're teaching kids and teens, but also, more importantly, being very mindful of the adult practitioner that's going to find physically that these skills are much harder to accomplish and much harder to practice than groundwork skills. Here's my thought of the day.